Hello guys and welcome to another video. Today we are playing a game that we haven't played in a while, and that's Rip It or Ship It. What does that mean? So we have a bunch of names in this dealership the Eras tour bucket, and each round I'm going to be taking two names out of this. One name belonging to a character from the Percy Jackson verse and another name belonging to a character that you suggested. So if you want to be involved in the making of my videos, just click subscribe and click that bell button so you don't miss any notifications when I ask you guys for help with the video. So without further ado, let's rip it or ship it. As a fun bonus, I did add my name in here, so let's see who I'm shipped with. Let's go! Round one. Let's see who we have. Sadie Kane. Okay, so we have a 13-year-old girl. For this, let's assume that everyone is just like aged up or aged down. I'm going to put everyone between the ages 18 and 22. So Sadie Kane. And Keefe! Oh my god! This is literally, I think, either a match made in heaven or in literal hell. Keefe from Keeper of the Lost Cities. He's a troublemaker, but he's also a wise ass. Oh my god, he would vibe with Sadie so well. They would get in trouble all the time, and they would probably get killed in like the first 5 minutes of their respective books together. They are such an explosive combination. Wisecracking all the time, sassing everyone around. The sarcasm level by itself would be through the freaking roof. My one complaint with this is that they're both blonde, but I love Keefe, and I have recently started to enjoy Sadie as a character, so I cannot complain about that. But Sadie Kane and Keefe, whatever his last name is, are definitely my first ship because they are adorable. Let me know down below if you rip or ship this. Let's move on to ship number 2. We have Hazel Lavesque. Let's remember, she is also 13. And Frodo. Frodo Baggins from The Lord of the Rings. I feel like the hobbits are young, not that young, but we did say we're going to see them as like 18-year-olds. So 18-year-old Frodo and 18-year-old Hazel Lavesque. They're not too dissimilar. They're like two very kind people who are also surprisingly strong and brave, and they both have a strong connection to cursed jewelry. However, I feel like Hazel is more of a Samwise in the dynamic. So I don't know, do Frodo Baggins and Hazel Lavesque belong together? They have definitely very different aesthetics. And I'm sorry, it's hard to imagine just Hazel Lavesque with Elijah Wood, so I'm gonna have to go with Rip It on this one. Although, I think there's potential for friendship. However, if you've seen the movies, spoilers, Frodo dies at the end or he goes to heaven, so I don't know how that would work. Hazel has been an Asphodel, so maybe they have that to bond over. Let's go! Reena Ramirez Arellano, our favorite girl, she is shipped with Charlie Spring. Now this doesn't work on so many levels. I feel like if they ever knew each other, they would either have an older sister, younger brother dynamic, or just Reena would be very done with Charlie all the time. Obviously, Reena has a lot of empathy, but I'm just not sure if Charlie Spring is cut out to, you know, be a part of New Rome, because they're very strict, very disciplined, very all or nothing, very aggressive, and that's just not Charlie Spring's vibe at all. Obviously, he's stronger than he looks because he survived like very heavy bullying, but at the same time I feel like Reena would be like, come on dude. I feel like she might be a bit exasperated with him, just like she was with Frank the first time he joined the Legion. The elephant in the room is that Charlie is confirmed 100% gay, so this 100% does not work as a ship, so I'm gonna rip it based on that and the fact that even if they were compatible, they aren't emotionally, so rip. That's too bad. I wanted a Reena ship. She has so many good ones. Pair number 4 is Lise Laro. Okay, a great one, and Johnny Lawrence from the Karate. I've seen all of Cobra Kai. Why do I not know how to pronounce karate? Karate in English. Wait. I was gonna be like, wow, they're terrible. Obviously they're terrible. This would be the preferred Aries and Clarice dynamic. If Aries behaved anything like Johnny Lawrence does as a father figure to Miguel, then they would have like a great dad-daughter dynamic. Yes, I do not ship this at all romantically, because I would think that would be very toxic. They would just be like dating each other's clones. It's not like I necessarily need two characters to be opposites to attract. I chose to ship Keefe and Sadie, and they're very much alike, but these two are too much alike, and most importantly, their worst aspects of their personality are very much alike. So I am going to definitely rip this as a romantic pair, but as a father-daughter dynamic duo, I am loving this dynamic. This is what both of them deserve. Even though they probably need someone a little bit different to learn from, just like Miguel and Johnny Lawrence, but I'm still seeing the vibe. Now that Johnny Lawrence is all about that Miyagi-Do, I feel like they could really help each other. So unfortunately, romantically, no. Everything else, yes. Next up, we have Apollo, or Lester Papadopoulos, of course, and Wanda Maximoff. That's a very interesting dynamic. And to me, this screams more Apollo and Artemis than anything that could be romantic, even remotely romantic. Because while I do 100% agree Apollo would fall in love with Wanda Maximoff, aka the Scarlet Witch, I do not think that Wanda would fall for anyone half as arrogant as Apollo. We've seen her type, and it's not this. So unfortunately, although this would be an incredible team-up and a very fun, bickering, sibling-like dynamic, I don't think it works romantically. But Pietro and Wanda definitely give off a little bit of Artemis and Apollo vibes, so I do think that they could learn from each other and grow as a dynamic duo team. Not so much romantically. I won't find out of that one. Next up, we have, what does this say? Meg McCaffrey, because I don't know how to spell her name, and Jack Frost. Meg is 13, and I was gonna say probably the youngest one of the bunch, but she's very close to Hazel Lavesque's age. I guess she's like a young 12-year-old, that's what Apollo said. But Jack Frost is like a teenager, so if they were both 18, it wouldn't be that weird. Still, I just can't realistically ship Meg with anyone. Like, Keefe would have been the only one, because Keefe at the start of the series is 12 or like 13. So realistically, they could have gone together. But I can't ship Meg with anyone. While Percy acts like an older 12-year-old, I guess, Meg acts like a very young 12-year-old while she's 12. Realistically, I wasn't gonna ship her with anyone, so I'm very sad to waste Jack Frost in this, because I did just only write Jack Frost in the hopes that I might just pick two wrong ones and he would end up with Rapunzel, but that's fine. I think they'd be good friends, because Jack Frost is all about helping kids have fun, and Meg definitely needs to be more of a kid and have more fun. Good dynamic, not romantic. So we have the one and only Grover Underwood. He is very underrepresented in the fandom, and Octavia Blake. If you don't know Octavia Blake, she is from this TV show / book series called The 100. From the CW. It ended a couple of years ago and it was tragic, but the first two seasons were very, very enjoyable. Octavia Blake definitely goes through a journey, so I feel like at the beginning of season 1, Grover would have helped Octavia Blake through, you know, discovering nature for the first time, because they land on Earth after living in a satellite for 100 years. So they're like rediscovering Earth, and I feel like Grover would have a lot of fun teaching the kids from the 100 to actually live in nature and respect nature and to help them survive. That could have been something. But after that, Octavia goes through a lot of and a lot of trauma. So I feel like she's not in a place where she can date our lovely Grover Underwood, because obviously Grover has lived through a lot, but they're two different. There are two very, very different places. I don't think anyone from Percy Jackson could take anyone from the 100, because they are very, very intense. They just keep making very, very hard decisions to kill everyone, to save everyone. I don't think these are compatible, but I think at the start of season 1, they could have worked something out, but then it would just crash and burn. We have Carter Kane, so the long-lost brother of Sadie Kane, sorry, and Scott Summers. Wait a minute. These two are actually quite similar. Now, if you don't know who Scott Summers is, that means you haven't watched X-Men Evolution, and you really should. The first 2 seasons are incredible. Scott Summers is Cyclops, one of my recent most favorite superheroes. Carter Kane and Scott Summers have one very big thing in common: older brother energy. They're both super responsible. They color in the lines, they never go out of line, they respect authority a whole lot, and they care about the younger people around them. They definitely both step into the leadership position at a very young age, and everyone looks up to them, so they have a lot of pressure on them. And they're both incredibly physically strong in different ways, obviously, but they're both physical fighters. They're not like their counterparts, which would be Sadie and Dark Phoenix, who have more like mental powers. Once again, we've reached the point where I'm like, these would have like a very interesting dynamic platonically, but I cannot see this working out romantically because once again, they are too serious and too responsible, and I don't think anything would happen ever. I think one of them has to be a little bit different for anything to start there. Neither of these boys would start anything. So this does not work romantically, but platonically, oh my god, match made in heaven. We have Coach Hedge. Put him there on purpose because I know I'm not gonna ship him with anyone. Though Johnny Lawrence, they would have been great friends because they both love martial arts and screaming at kids. Quiet! 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 That would have been fun. Nick Nelson. So while Nick would probably be nice to Coach Hedge, not make fun of him, they don't work out. Obviously, Nick Nelson from Heartstopper as well. These just don't work at all. They could bond over both being jocks, or at least Nick actually being a jock and Coach Hedge enjoying teaching jocks, hence the coach, but I don't think these work, and honestly, I don't think I need to sit here and explain myself to you. I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory. So I don't ship them even platonically, so rip. I feel like we're having a lot more rips than ships this time around, and that makes me sad.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Let's remedy that. Rachel Dare, frightened, and Remus Lupin. Now, we could go two ways for this. Do we accept the headcanon that Remus is gay? Or the canon that he really isn't? Or at least he technically also likes women because the whole tongs thing, I hated that. I'm ignoring that. So let's go with he likes both. I think these could actually work. I'm having trouble separating headcanon Remus from canon Remus in my mind, so we're gonna land somewhere in between. But they definitely both have like a certain love for the arts. Remus loves reading, I feel like canonically, and Rachel loves painting. They're both into magic because Rachel like can tell the future, and Remus probably studied fortune telling in Hogwarts or whatever you call that class. I'm going to ship them because Rachel is kind of reckless and impulsive, and who do we know that's both of those things? That's right, Sirius Black, who I happen to at least slightly ship with Remus Lupin. So I'm gonna say they would be a good dynamic. Would they go the distance? Probably not. Maybe in like their junior or sophomore year, they would give it a go. It wouldn't work out, but they would stay friends. I'm gonna say I ship this. Not endgame, but definitely like a fun ship for one season. Come on, I want more fun ships. Here we go. We have Charlie Beckendorf and Inesh Kafa. So obviously Inesh from the Six of Crows with Charlie Beckendorf. I feel like this just screams sibling dynamic. Obviously Inesh has been through a lot, not saying that Charlie hasn't because obviously he's dead, but the teenagers in Six of Crows are so much more mature / adult coded than the teenagers at Camp Half-Blood. I feel like Inesh would have a lot of fun with Charlie, but there wouldn't be anything romantic there. Is this just me exposing my inability to ship Inesh with anyone except for Cass? Maybe so. I am not ashamed to admit it. I am a die-hard Kanesh shipper, and I will be till the day that I die. Either that or Lee Bardugo writes something so tragic and terrible about the two of them that I stop being a shipper. But I'm afraid that my death will probably come before Lee Bardugo writes anything else in the Six of Crows universe, and I'm happy for that. She's clearly stated that if she writes a third book in the Six of Crows duology, she will kill another crow. So can't go through that again. All of that to say that I don't think Charlie Beckendorf and Inesh would work out. Once again, would they give it a try? I think they would, and they would be like, they would go on a date and they would have a lot of fun, but there wouldn't be any like romantic attraction there. So they would both be like, I think we're better off as friends because we vibe really well, but that's it. Not everything has to be romantic, even when we're doing a rip it or ship it episode. Rip. Pair number 100. We have Loki from Percy Jackson, not Loki from the Avengers. So let's remember that. Two very different characters. And Wonder Woman. Oh my goodness. That would be a very toxic ship, but I feel like I could buy them having a previous relationship when they're both teenagers, because let's remember, Wonder Woman comes from Greek mythology and Loki comes from Norse mythology, so it would be so fun to have them both in the same universe and interacting. So they're definitely a childhood best friends to enemies to, I don't know, what comes next? I feel like they would definitely have like a childhood puppy love teenage romance, and then Loki obviously would become evil, so they would become enemies. And then afterwards, when Loki calms down and he's not as evil, like he is in the Marvel universe right now, they could have like a frenemies kind of thing. Like Loki is still kind of a villain and Wonder Woman has to go up against him, but it would be like a Dr. Doofenshmirtz and Percy the Platypus kind of thing. They don't want each other dead and they can genuinely enjoy each other's company. At the end of the day, they both have to do what they have to do. This one is so good. I'm so glad these two came up together because I ship it, but at the same time, like, it's not gonna work out. They're gonna have like a childhood thing, a teenager's fling, and then it's going to go up in flames. I will allow you to take this idea and write it. Please do, for me. Okay, we have Anubis, the god of death, or a god of death and cemeteries in the underworld, and Amity Blight. Honestly, wait a minute. They have like similar aesthetics because they're both like the smart, dark ones of the group. Amity Blight, FYI, from the Owl House. But I'm gonna say I ship this. Obviously not Endgame because Amity and Luz are Endgame. But I'm gonna ship this. This is fun. They would go up in flames. So here we have Piper McLean, the one and only. And not you, let's see, you. Dipper Pines. Ooh. Okay, I see how Dipper would fall in love with Piper. Dipper is from Gravity Falls. He is one of the twins, the male one, and he has been known to fall for girls who are older than him, who are pretty cool, and I feel like Piper McLean definitely fits that aesthetic. So they would have a brother-sister kind of relationship, but nothing else. Okay, let me age them up, or age them down in my mind. Let's see, Dipper being 18 and Piper being like 19. Would that work? I don't think so. Dipper, honestly, wait, maybe actually, because Dipper has annabeth energy, and I'm not opposed to percabeth. So this one I'm on the fence about. Let me know down below. Do you think Piper and Dipper would be a good relationship once they're both in their 20s? Or would this be kind of weird? Because I don't know, they both have to do with mystical things. I'm actually starting to see it, but let me know. This is a draw for now, so you're gonna have to let me know. Might have to make 2 videos, this is so freaking long. First of all, we have our lovely Emperor Nero, also known as the Beast, from the Trials of Apollo. Terrible character. And Peeta Millar. No, I wanted Peeta to land on someone like Percy or someone good, someone nice, someone respectable, not a terrible Emperor of Rome who should be dead. This could not more clearly be a rip because I'm not gonna subject Peeta to that, but that's so bad. I wanted Peeta to have someone good. I'm sorry, baby. Get out, Nero, get out of my sight. Okay, so here we have another one, of course. We have Mr. D, Dionysus, also a terrible one, and Sirius Black. Honestly, Jesus Christ, not a combination that I thought I would ever see. But why do I find myself like shipping this? This would be like more of a metaphorical thing, like Sirius has issues with alcohol and partying. Goddamn, I'm gonna ship this. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not ashamed. Mr. D and Sirius Black, they would definitely be a chaotic relationship, but I feel like they would be a power couple. And maybe they would be into polyamory because that's a thing that really fits with Mr. D. And they could both be with their respective significant others without, you know, cheating on anyone. So I feel like this would be a thing. Sirius Black would be visited by the god of wine and partying and madness, and something would happen. Even if it's not a long-term relationship, just like a one-night thing, that would happen. And you can fight me on this. Please leave a like if you like this video, comment down below which was your favorite ship, and if you agree with my decisions to ship or rip different relationships. Subscribe if you haven't already and click that bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. I post videos just like this, but slightly less traumatic every single Friday, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye!